Well, hello everyone and welcome to the Match Fishing Magazine YouTube channel. Something totally different today, not conventional match tactics whatsoever, but a bit of fun regardless. Behind me is Hadrian Whittle. We've been on the River Wye today, kicking off his new series in Match Fishing Magazine. He's caught some nice chub on pole and bollo tactics. But he said to me, just before you leave, let's go and sneak an hour on this tiny little brook near to where I live. You can literally jump across it. It's a couple of metres wide at the most. He's got a little tiny whip set up, a little box of maggots, but he assures me he's going to catch a load of fish. In fact, I think he already is doing. Should we go see how he's getting on? Right, Adrian, what is this all about? I can't believe what I'm seeing with my own eyes here. This is a tiny little beck in Ross, isn't it? Yeah, in Ross, yeah. So this is a tiny little tributary of the River Wye, is it?
Yep.
And
yeah, it runs through Drummonds, which a lot of people would have probably heard of.
Yeah. And it's absolutely solid. I mean, what are you catching there? Just
that was a dace.
So you've had dace, chub.
Dace, chub, a few roach.
A real mix.
Yeah, odd, one or two bleak.
But I mean, if I didn't know any better, I would have just driven past this, had a little look for, oh, there's a nice little river.
Yeah.
Unaware of just how many fish are in such a little piece. I mean, it's, what is it, 18 inches deep?
Yeah. And it's like this.
I can't, I mean, look at this. What, I mean,
I know it's
mainly dace, isn't it?
Mainly dace, although we've had a little run of chub now. Mainly dace. I mean, me and my son fish it quite a bit, and I think last time we fished we only caught 2 dace, so it can.
I mean, what's really interesting is every time I go up there to do a bit of filming or go down there, you can actually see the ball of fish.
They bow wave.
And they bow wave back up or they bow wave away, but it doesn't take them long to come back on the food, does it?
No, I mean, because it is so small, you do catch them in 3s and 4s, and then unsettled.
I mean, they're a lovely stamp of fish, aren't they?
They're not bad, are they? Can't even catch it, look.
Look at that. I mean, tactics-wise, I mean, obviously, you've got a bit of a captive audience here, haven't you?
Yeah.
I mean, what are you actually doing? Just
not a lot.
No, not a lot. You've got
dead simple, really. I mean, I can catch on a threaded maggot or double maggot. It doesn't really make any difference.
A little bulk,
a bowl, or just a little
slim float there.
Yeah, it's a little Alberto. I use them for fishing shallow for dace.
And you just got it set up on a little whip.
Yeah, little.
What was that, 2.5 metre, 3 metre?
No, it's about 3.5 metre that.
And you're just running it along that far side?
Inching it through. I mean, you do need to hang on to it. It's better if you hang on to it, you'll just get a little dink and they're on.
And look at that, it's just going through. Or you miss it. I mean, this is obviously a bit of a unique scenario we've got here. I mean, why do you think the fish are actually in here?
Well, I'm pretty sure what happened is earlier in the year, in November, there were a lot of gooseanders on the river.
On the River Wye, yeah.
On the River Wye, down here at Ross. And they ended up, all of the gooseanders and the cormorants all ended up in the mouth of this brook.
And you think they've just herded the fish into it?
Herded everything up here. But then they won't come up here. Fortunately, they haven't come up here to try and
muller them.
So the fish have been safe and won't go back to the river. The birds have gone.
And the fish are just happy in here?
They're reasonably happy. There is an otter. We've seen a
bit casualty.
No, yeah, there's an otter munching its way through some of them, unfortunately.
But I mean, when we first pulled up here on this little river, Hadrian said straight away, he says, look at the shoal of fish, and I couldn't actually spot them. I'm a bit partially sighted. But, I mean, you only have to see with... I mean, there must be loads of little rivers and becks like this throughout the country that are full of fish.
I think we don't know the half of it, Jack. I think since the birds of prey have got onto the rivers, you'll probably find there's more and more places like this. I found somewhere else, below Ross, and we saw a few fish in there the other day near my son.
So you're going to investigate?
A little backwater just off the Wye where there's an island, and it's sort of it's like an island which has almost joined the land now, and there's a little cutting, and there was some fish in there. So
So I think the moral of the story is...
You can't catch a small fish in the river.
Moral of the story is, I guess, if You know, if you've got a little river in your town or, you know, your village, just check it out. Take a little whip or a small rod or something like that, tub of maggots, and just give it a go, eh?
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
It's obviously some great spots to be had, as this shows.
There's, I know there's one out, I can't think of the name of the brook. There's certainly one out by Dimmoth. I mean, that's always, it's not much bigger than this.
Yeah.
And it's always full of roach, chub. I think they even catch bream in there.
Unbelievable.
That runs into the Severn.
I mean, what's alarming, I mean, look at the size of them dace. Clonking great fish, aren't they?
Aren't they?
If you don't, I mean, brilliant.
Yeah.
Right, so what we're going to do,
Yeah.
set you a little 20-minute challenge. How many do you think you're going to catch in 20 minutes?
5 or 6.
5 or 6 you're going for? Well, we've already timed him for a little tester, and in 1 minute 12 he caught 3. And how big do you think they are? 4 or 5 ounce a pop?
Yeah, some of them are bigger, yeah.
Some of them a bit bigger?
I've had a couple of chub around 8 ounce.
So we're talking a pound, over a pound in every minute. For all you match anglers out there, but not that we're concerned about weight, this is purely a bit.
20 minutes.
Go for 20 minutes, let's start the clock.
We'll try and, the thing is it's not the catching spells, it's the fact that you catch 3, then you don't catch 3
Yeah.
for the next minute, but
it seems a lifetime when it's like...
It does, yeah, it seems like forever. It's like time to pack up.
So what we'll do, we'll set the stopwatch for 20 minutes and see how many we catch.
What should we go for?
I'm gonna say 53.
Oh, that's a good guess, that is. I'm going to go lower, I'm going to go 45.
Oh, that's... Right, let's see.
Right, that's the 20 minutes up. We had 48 fish. To be honest, they were thinning out a bit at the end, weren't they, Joe? But you'd have to agree, for a little tiny brook like this, it's quite a stunning catch of fish. And although they're relatively easy to catch, you still have to present the bait, and all the river skills that are needed on the big river still count, even in little streams like this. Just get behind your bait, hold it in your little dinks, and you strike, especially with dace. Generally, if you've let the float go under, you've waited too long with a dace bite. Cracking fish, and there's probably 17 or 18 pound now in, well, what have we been here for, Joe? Not very long.
I reckon an hour.
About an hour, yeah.
Awesome.
Absolutely awesome day, or hour. After a tricky morning on the river, we've come here and we've absolutely sacked up.